Hello and welcome to another special episode of HW Straight Drive with me, Anil Rajput, and our sports editor Mahesh Kutti. It's been a week full of madness in the Indian Premier League with a bucket full of controversies. From no balls to the last ball to the line no ball. From fights to Dhoni finishing the inning with 3 sixes. But the most important point to be discussed in the entire first week is the poor and the continuous poor form of RCB. So Mahesh, what's wrong with Virat Kohli led RCB?
Yeah, it's really surprising because RCB came with a lot of confidence. They thought that they should be able to perform much better than the last few years. Remember, RCB has never won the IPL.
Just a single finale.
They came to the finals in the second edition, and that was when it was played in South Africa. After that, the captains have changed, but nowhere has the luck changed. And it's very surprising because even now, RCB has a very, very good team. Their batting lineup is really good. When you have Virat Kohli, the world's best batsman, and you've got AB De Villiers, one of the best white ball cricket batsmen, RCB should win more matches. And they've got the young West Indian Hetmar. So there is a lot of potential in that RCB team. But for some reason, RCB is not fired. And that is really that will be a lot of concern for the Indian selectors as well. Because if RCB does not move into the playoffs and they exit much earlier, it will definitely have an impact on Virat Kohli's confidence. And then 2 weeks later, when he is to lead India into the World Cup, that might have some bearing on it.
Do you think the inconsistent opening pair, because RCB has played 3 different opening pairs. In the first game, it was Parthiv and Virat Kohli. In the second game, it was Parthiv and Moeen Ali. And in the third, in yesterday's game, it was Parthiv and Hetmar. Do you think the inconsistent opening pair is the cause for?
See, we all know that for a team to play extremely well and to win matches, you need players at the top to fire. When you keep changing openers, that means there is a lot of, anxiety among the top players. I mean, the top 3, top 4. And that is actually showing in the results. Now, Virat Kohli at 3, AB De Villiers at 4, and Hetmar at 5 is a very, very strong middle order batsman. But what happens is their bowling is equally bad. Now, the question is, after the last 3 performances, is what is not working for RCB? Is it their batting or is it bowling? It's a competition as to who is playing worse.
Especially in the last game versus Sunrisers.
Against Sunrisers, so the bowlers had no clue. Now, here is where I think Virat needs somebody like Dhoni to keep, giving him advice. Which means the question mark on Virat's captaincy is definitely on. So I think that Virat as a captain has not been able to inspire his team to go out and play. And that has reflected over the last few years. If you see, RCB has been very, very poor in the IPL. So who knows, maybe a change in guard, maybe a person like AB De Villiers taking over the RCB team could change the fortunes.
So you're saying that if RCB replaces Virat Kohli by De Villiers, will you think it will affect the confidence of Virat Kohli?
See, that is a problem. I don't know how he would take it. But because going in a couple of weeks' time, he is going to lead India into the World Cup. So it's a big event. So he would not want to actually give up the captaincy, because when he gives up the captaincy, it means that he's not ready to fight as a captain. But the RCB owners must be already thinking as to what is going wrong. For the franchisee, winning is very important. I don't know whether the change in guard would actually change the results. But definitely Virat Kohli as an RCB captain is nowhere good.
RCB lost the second match with a controversy, like the Malinga bowled a no ball, which wasn't given a no ball by the umpire. Do you think that moment affected the confidence of RCB?
When you play badly, all the bad luck also comes to you. And that's exactly what happened. It was a terrible decision by the umpire. There is no doubt about that. And I think Virat immediately at the press conference said that they should keep their eyes open, which is so correct. I mean, they fought very hard. Even if the no ball would have been called, that does not guarantee that RCB would win. But it would definitely have given a chance, because AB would have come and strike and then probably 4 runs. And as we all know, Malinga is nowhere close to what he was. So there is a possibility that he would have either overpitched or bowled a length ball, which AB De Villiers was playing very well. So the probability of winning that game was pretty high. But the remaining 2 matches, I think RCB was blown out even in the first innings.
70 all out.
70 all out. CSK had to chase 70. So I think in the mid innings itself the match is over And yesterday, SRH
Sunrisers
scored more than 200 runs. So there was no way that RCB could win. And now with AB and Virat and Hetmer all not firing when they should, I think RCB is going to have serious trouble in making it to the playoffs.
Let's talk about another no ball. Andre Russell was batting. He was like in less than 10 runs. He was bowled, but the umpire gave it a no ball. And it was stated that it was a field no ball. Do you think that moment changed the game?
Oh, definitely. Imagine Russell getting out there. He went on to score a lot of runs and he actually demoralized
the
Kings 11 team, because when he hits them really hard. That is another problem that Ashwin has had. He just had the run out event, when he got Butler run out. The next match, I think he was one of the, I don't know whether it was David Miller or one of them did not get into the 35-yard circle, and that was how the no ball was called. So when you're in the midst of controversies, unfortunately everything comes after you, and then Russell just changed the game, and that was.
I think it's a bad week for R. Ashwin, because in the first match of the run out controversy, second it was a no ball controversy, and yesterday's game he bowled 7 balls in an over. Do you think this is shaking the confidence of R. Ashwin?
See, this 7-ball thing, I would still put the blame on the umpire. The standard of umpiring has been far below.
That's been a case for IPL last 5 to 6 years.
Yeah, so that really it's a big event. I think you should get better umpires to come and officiate these matches, because that no ball could have changed the game. You don't know what would have happened after that. Probably RCB would have started playing much better. So these are small things, but it has big impact. So yeah, I think the BCCI should take into account all these things, and they should definitely try and push for better umpires.
From controversies, talk about the good points of the IPL. What do you have to speak about David Warner's form? Do you think he's in the form of his lifetime?
Oh, David Warner has been playing like a king. Imagine, he was out of cricket for almost 12 months. So the hunger was there. So once the hunger was there, he wanted to go and prove something. Remember, he's still not made it to the Australian squad for the World Cup. And right now, Australia is playing Pakistan in the UAE. So he was not even considered for that. So he had to prove a point. I think he's done it admirably well. Okay, now he and Smith, if they have to make a comeback, Australia will become an extremely difficult team to beat. And they would be a very, very strong contender for the World Cup.
Now let's talk about SRH. Do you think SRH has been captained by Kane Williamson, but is yet to play a match? Bhuvneshwar Kumar is captaining SRH. Do you think Williamson is making a sacrifice to balance the squad?
I think he played the second game. He played one game, okay. But it's a big thing on Williamson's part to sit out. What it does is, it gives better balance to the team. See, that's a big sacrifice, because now he's going to find it extremely difficult to come back into the team. I don't know how many captains would have the guts to raise his hand and say, okay, I'll sit out for the betterment of the team. See, this is what makes Sunrisers such a great team.
It's not the first time that Williamson is doing it. He did it previous IPL
yeah,
also.
last year all the responsibility was on him, because Warner was not there.
Playing.
But look at this. How many captains would say, okay, I'll sit out? See, this is what makes, like what I said earlier, SRH a very special team. They're a team that loves to see others also in the team performing well, and and taking their team to victory. And I think Williamson has done it very well.
Do you think such kind of a step should be taken by Virat Kohli?
Yeah, Virat Kohli must be now having self-doubts about his ability with RCB. Not with the Indian team, but especially with RCB. He's not been able to take the team forward. Imagine they had such a strong team earlier as well. When they had Gale, AB and Virat, they should have chased almost anything that the opponents would have scored. And they had a reasonably good bowling lineup also. Even today, they have a good bowling lineup. But for some reason, when it matters, they're just not able to raise their game. And that is really reflected very, very poorly on their results.
Let's talk about the most tough, or what should I say, most crucial match, the Super Over game in the last week's IPL. Do you think it is the best game till now in the first week of IPL?
See, anything that goes to the wire is always entertaining. Especially here, it went to the Super Over. That Delhi was able to pull it off. Delhi is a team to watch out for. They've got young batsmen and very, very good bowlers. Rabada ensured that they won. But let me tell you, look out for Delhi. Because as the tournament progresses, I think all their players Prithvi Shaw, he played a brilliant innings.
99.
That match he scored 99. See, Prithvi Shaw has been another batsman who's been, not there with the Indian team, though he made a fantastic debut. Okay, so he also had to come out and prove that he's still there. He can also be considered. Now it is that for the opening slot, nobody is guaranteed a position.
For the Indian team.
For the Indian team. Now Prithvi Shaw is there, KL Rahul is there,
Shikhar
Dhawan is there, Rohit Sharma is there. So there is a variety for the selectors to pick from. And I think if Prithvi Shaw can go ahead and score a few more runs like this, he will be also throwing his hat in the ring.
Now let's talk about MS Dhoni. Do you think in the yesterday's game, he played one of the best IPL innings?
Dhoni is a champion, and there is no doubt about that. He analyzes the game so well that when it matters, he will raise his game. He brings his experience into the park, and that's what exactly he did yesterday. The last over, he knew he had to score the runs. He whacked 3 sixes. So that is what makes MS Dhoni so special. And look at somebody like Chahal. He has no clue where to bowl because Dhoni is not the wicket keeper. Dhoni used to spoon feed them after every ball and tell them where to bowl, how to bowl. He had a plan for every batsman. I believe that he doesn't have long team meetings, but he thinks on the field. He makes changes on the field. That's a hallmark of a great captain. Not only is the Indian spinners missing Dhoni, even Virat is missing Dhoni, because Virat always had somebody to guide him when there was a problem. When there was a partnership that was not being able to be broken, Dhoni would tell him what to do. So everybody had something from Dhoni. Now they are all playing for different franchises, and all of them are getting exposed.
So do you think, with what Bishan Singh Bedi said, that Dhoni is a key factor for the Indian team, do you think that Virat Kohli is over-relied on MS Dhoni?
Over-relied in terms of strategy, it could be. I don't think that Virat is over-dependent on Dhoni for his pure batting. Dhoni can still come and score the runs. He'll bring his experience into the ground, and he'll be able to, navigate a lot of issues. But I don't think there is an over-dependence by Virat on Dhoni.
And finally, what one thing should the RCB do to change their fortunes?
If I would know that and if I could recommend that, I'm sure I would have become a millionaire, because I think the owners of RCB would be scratching their head and trying to figure out what are they doing wrong. That year on year, their performance, just does not come up to the standard that they expected. It's a very sad thing. RCB is a fantastic team. Look at their fans. They come out in huge numbers. Year on year, they get disappointed. They go back, but they come back the next year. So, at least for the fans, I think somebody needs to pull up a special innings or a special run out or something, and something to do that will change the fortunes of RCB. Till then, it's going to be downward drive.
Hope the second week of IPL bring us great matches and less of controversies and change the fortune of the Royal Challengers Bangalore. Till then, it's goodbye from all of us.
Now be the first to know about the latest updates on our new news app. Go on your Android or iOS, search for HW News Network. Download our app, choose the language you prefer to get updates in, and be up to date with the latest news.